We have some more info revealed about the newest Leon Draisaitl record-breaking contract extension and also some reaction from Oiler and NHL media. Before we get into all the breakdowns, all the contract news, all the quotes and such, make sure to subscribe here to Oilers Digest as we are on the road to 1,800 subscribers. Hopefully get to 2,000 before the start of the season. Any and all Oiler news will be covered here on Oiler Digest, so join us along the ride as we get ready for the preseason. Yes, it is September. We have the Penticton Rookies Tournament coming up in a little under 2 weeks, so we will have some hockey very soon, ladies and gentlemen, but extension chatter. Yes, the extension signed by Leon Draisaitl this morning. I covered that earlier here on the channel, but there's been some more info. Of course, Andy Strickland, a St. Louis Blues reporter, he reported that the contract was between Draisaitl and the Oilers. It was agreed to late last week, but in light of the recent tragedy with Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, in respect to all involved, a decision was made to release the news today, rightfully so, and that's an absolutely classy move by the Oilers organization, realizing that, some things are bigger than hockey, and that was an instance of, that being way bigger than hockey. Absolutely. Again, thoughts go out to the Gaudreaus yet again. But there was what seems to be some sort of Zoom press conference with Stan Bowman, the GM and Executive Vice President of Hockey Operations with the Oilers, and Leon Draisaitl, who I do believe is still back in Germany. I want to say he's a part of some sort of European soccer league involved with that. He is an owner, so he's not back in Edmonton just yet. And there were some quotes. Stan Bowman starting it off with, "This was my top priority since I took over a month or so ago, and it's great times for everybody in Edmonton, and Oiler fans around the world. I've had the pleasure of watching Leon as a fan the last couple of years, and he sure is great to watch. All the special things he does on the ice. He's a competitive guy. He wants to win, and he wants to win for the Edmonton Oilers, which is the way I feel as well." Of course, Stan Bowman does have experience watching Leon Draisaitl, especially on the big stage in the playoffs. Yes, that was the bubble qualifiers. Call it what you want, but he does have the expertise on what type of player Leon Draisaitl could be, and I think that's special as well. When you know what you have, you want to get that locked up as soon as possible. I know he didn't want to drag this out throughout the season, because I feel like that would have just been a distraction on the Edmonton Oilers, and both sides, Leon and Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson even too, wanted to get this done ASAP. Leon Draisaitl with a few quotes here saying, "I take great pride in being an Oiler and always obviously wear my heart on my sleeve." Of course, very competitive player on the ice, very vocal. Sometimes that could get him in trouble. Of course, there was the incident with Jacob Trouba when, took the stick out of his hands and flew it across the ice. I mean, very fire-hearted player. He said, "I love nothing more than wearing that jersey and representing our city and our great fans. I'm really, really happy to hopefully be an Oiler for life." Of course, there's a lot of chatter in these contract negotiations. Of course, there were a lot of speculations on the term and the number, even before the draft. Of course, after the Oilers did lose in Game 7, the first thing that they turned their attention to was what's going to happen with Leon Draisaitl, and that took the better part of almost 2.5 months. But we reached the finish line. He also added, "I think we all know that, but as far as I'm concerned, it was always very respectful, and there's no real big hiccups as far as I know when it comes to Jeff Jackson. He keeps a tight lid on things. I mean, the only time things ever get out is when Bob Stauffer tweets. He's more so the media mouthpiece for the Oilers. When he's the litmus test. He tweets something out and then sort of gauges the reaction from Oiler fans, and really that's the only instance. It's not like an Islander situation where Lou lets nothing out whatsoever. The Oilers, they do test the waters." And he's asked about Connor McDavid. Like, of course, after Leon Draisaitl, the next big domino to fall, other than Evan Bouchard, is Connor McDavid. And he said, "Connor's going to do what's best for him, right? That's just the way this works, and it's supposed to work this way. I did what I felt was best for me personally. Do I hope Connor follows along? I'd be lying if I said no, and of course I want him to stay on board. And I want all of our pieces to stay on board. At the end of the day, I did what's best for me. Obviously, having talked to him, we've had numerous conversations about it, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't want him to stick around for a long time as well." and he was asked about, finishing the story with the Edmonton Oilers. And he says, obviously, we haven't gotten the job done yet, which makes it to me even more special. We're going to do this together. We're all pulling on the same rope here. I'm just, again, excited to be a part of it and keep chipping away at the ultimate goal. We all know what that is, and just over the years, what we built with our group, how tight we are with our group, all the new guys that are continuously coming in say the same things about our group and about our city. They love playing at Edmonton, and I think we created that over the last couple years, and that is very special, of course. That's the meat and potatoes of the presser. You can probably find it anywhere on the internet, but that's just the main Bowman and Draisaitl quotes. Again, lots more to cover about this, but that was pretty much the same message. Stan Bowman wanted to get his main piece, other than McDavid, his main priority this summer, I should add, locked up. And Draisaitl happened to be an Oiler. He had no doubt about leaving Edmonton. Of course, there were tons of rumors about, him hitting free agency next year to a team like San Jose. Of course, there's that crazy San Jose rumor just because the owner is German. And Boston, with their lack of center depth, and Leon Draisaitl would be, obviously the main piece, other than David Pastrnak, on that offense. But he's an Oiler for the next 9 years because he still has the last year of his contract, and he's an Oiler until he's 37. Could he potentially be an Oiler for life? There's a good chance he will be. But there's been some other media reaction surrounding the deal. And, of course, the Oilers' cap space, very tight. Even though they locked up one of the key pieces, they still have other dominoes to sign. And Pierre LeBrun, senior NHL columnist, you see him on TSN all the time, he says, as much as it's important to remind everyone that these guys aren't a package deal and have separate business decisions to make, I would be shocked if number 97, Connor McDavid, didn't give Draisaitl some form of a hint of what's to come, which would have been impactful in the German Superstars' final decision. From a Oilers front office perspective, it's a massive relief for them, I should say, as one organization source said via text message in the immediate aftermath of the signing announcement. The path without this extension would have been beyond difficult, including the difficult decision of whether to let Draisaitl play it out one final year, add that distraction to the team, which they really, do not need. I keep, bringing it back to the John Tavares situation. That was an unneeded distraction for the Islanders, and it just ended up being just this massive media firestorm regarding that, and I'm sure Islander fans have not let him forget what happened. One final year, or attempt to get the most value for him in a trade. The Oilers don't have to live that now. Yes, that is a great relief for them. And Daniel Nugent-Bowman, the main Oilers writer, he says, to end off here, the Oilers are going to have difficulty managing the cap once Draisaitl's extension hits the books. This is a real problem for new GM Stan Bowman and Hockey Ops CEO Jeff Jackson. Evan Bouchard will require an expensive new deal for next season, probably something that begins with the letter 9 if you look at Darnell Nurse's contract, and any contract McDavid signs would start in 2026-27. But the important thing about Leon Draisaitl resigning is that signals the band is very likely staying together, and that's the important part. There were lots of other comments in the Bowman and Draisaitl presser. Of course, Draisaitl adding on, you cannot win the cup in like a 2 or 3 or 4-man team. You need everybody to contribute. And I want to say that he did take a little bit of a discount. Of course, $14 million. He could have gotten that a little more anywhere else around the league next season. Of course, the teams that would have the cap space to sign him. But I do value that as a discount contract. I mean, for the last 8 years, he's been playing at $8.5 million, and that is a steal, I should say. And dare I say, this $14 million at 8 years is a steal. Sure, it ends at 37 years old, but it ensures he stays an Oiler for life. That's it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this, what you thought about the presser. Are you happy that Draisaitl, wants to be an Oiler for life? Any other thoughts? Let me know down in the comments. Are you scared about the cap situation? Who knows? Have a great day. I'm Matt.